another rest stop!
Predicting the future, and that too accurately, usually seems a task that is next to impossible, but Simpsons, however, have managed to do so just that in past couple of decades. Join us as we explore some of more insane Simpsons predictions that await for 2025.
A churro you can eat in the show.
The 2015 episode Paths of Glory featured Lisa developing a solar-powered car. As of 2025, solar-powered vehicles have gained traction, with several automotive companies releasing models that harness solar energy, mirroring the show's innovative portrayal. Lisa Simpson once created a solar-powered car for a school project. Back then, it felt like a fun cartoon idea, but now, that same idea is starting to roll into real life. In Germany, a company called Sono Motors came up with the Scion, an electric vehicle packed with 330 solar panels built right into its roof, hood, and doors. It can power itself using just sunlight while driving. No fuel stops, no long charging breaks, just clean energy from the sun. The Scion was priced around 16,000 euros, with the battery sold separately, and there's only one color, black, because that helps the solar panels work better. The Simpsons creators seem to have written the blueprint for how we'd be driving in the future.
On to the next funny booth.
Solar power is a bright idea.
Scripted future?
Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president.
This wasn't just a cartoon gag, it was a warning dressed as comedy. In a 2000 episode, Lisa Simpson steps into the role of US president and casually mentions inheriting a budget crunch from President Trump. At the time, no one thought twice. But 2 decades later, Trump actually became president, and now the rest of that episode is starting to unfold.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
Lisa wore a purple jacket and pearl necklace, exactly what Kamala Harris wore during her 2021 inauguration. And with Biden stepping down in 2025, Kamala is now being positioned to lead the country, just like Lisa did in that eerie storyline. Same suit, same setup, same mess to fix. It's no longer a coincidence. It's starting to feel like someone handed the showrunners a classified script.
So in conclusion, my administration will focus on the 3 R's. Reading,
Self-driving car problems.
Oh, you passed another rest stop!
I am not stopping.
The idea of self-driving cars turning problematic was predicted years ago in The Simpsons. The show warned us about the potential dangers of autonomous vehicles, long before California's growing concerns became a reality. Today, over 2,000 self-driving cars are on California's roads, and their performance is far from perfect. In just 5 years, these cars have been involved in 280 crashes, causing injuries and even killing a dog.
If you enter your destination, the car does the rest.
While companies like Cruise promise their cars avoid distractions, these vehicles are still making mistakes, freezing at green lights and blocking traffic. As The Simpsons foresaw, maybe the future of driverless cars isn't as smooth as we thought. Could this prediction be the chilling truth?
50 cents more!
Let's play the quiet game.
Simpsons prophecy.
I think I can pick her off.
Wait, let's see what she has to say.
The Simpsons has long been known for its uncanny ability to predict the future, and yet again, it made headlines with an old episode that seemed to mirror recent events. The episode in question, Lisa the Iconoclast from Season 7, was pulled by Channel 4 in the UK after the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump during a rally in July 2023. The episode features a sniper taking a shot at Springfield stage during a political event, which drew eerie parallels to the real-life incident. Although the episode originally aired in 1996, the connection felt too close to reality for comfort, especially with the sniper positioned atop a rooftop. While many point to The Simpsons as prophetic, it's likely that history's cyclical nature is simply at play here, with jokes from decades ago now aligning with current events. Robot teachers.
Hardly working! Working hard!
The Simpsons predicted robots in the classroom long before we started worrying about AI teachers. In one episode, Homer Simpson is assigned the job of teaching a group of advanced robots, but his skills leave much to be desired. His chaotic lessons only prove that humans, no matter how flawed, might just be better teachers than the machines they create.
Working hard or be! No!
And now a mecha, a humanoid AI robot, is here to do just that. Designed to mimic human expressions and adapt in real time, Mecha is a glimpse into the future of education. Could we one day see robots like a Mecha in every classroom replacing teachers? If The Simpsons got it right, it's only a matter of time. Springfield in chaos. This prediction from The Simpsons is one of the eeriest we've seen. In one episode, Springfield is sucked into a black hole, turning their world into a chaotic cosmic disaster. While it seemed like just another wild storyline at the time, NASA's recent footage shows how disturbingly close the show got it. Black holes, with their immense gravity, warp space and time, pulling everything in without mercy. It's a reminder that even the craziest Simpsons episodes sometimes reflect the terrifying reality of the universe's most powerful forces. What seemed like an outlandish cartoon moment might be closer to the truth than we ever realized. Unsettling accuracy.
I can't go very fast or very...
The Simpsons has always had a knack for predicting the future, and one of their most bizarre predictions involved Elon Musk. In a 2015 episode, they humorously featured Musk appearing in Springfield and even predicted some of his future ventures, like launching rockets into space. While the prediction seemed outlandish at the time, it became eerily accurate as Musk went on to create SpaceX and revolutionize space travel. What's even more unsettling is how many other things from that episode have mirrored reality, from his ventures into electric cars with Tesla to his visions of space exploration. It's almost like The Simpsons had a blueprint for Musk's rise. When you think about it, maybe some of those strange moments in the show weren't so random after all.
But people in 1965 imagined what life would be like in 1987.
Real life Q-Bear.
Well, here it is again. My baby translator.
In The Simpsons, there's an unforgettable moment when Homer and Marge get a baby translator. The device is supposed to tell them exactly what baby Maggie is thinking, leading to one of the show's most hilarious scenes. Although it seems absurd, the idea isn't too far off from today's reality. Now there's a real-life device called the Q-Bear, designed to do just that. Much like the cartoon's invention, the Q-Bear uses artificial intelligence to analyze a baby's cries and translate them into something more understandable, like whether the baby is hungry, tired, or uncomfortable.
This is a baby translator, so it can detect.
It's not as far-fetched as Homer's expensive failure. It's an actual product that many parents might find useful in today's busy world. Who knew that The Simpsons was so ahead of its time? The cartoon was making fun of a device we're now seriously considering for everyday use.
You've got a new baby, and the baby starts crying.
Simpsons Mind Game. You're not ready for how close this one hits. A picture recently went viral claiming that The Simpsons predicted a real-life meeting between Donald Trump and Ukraine's President Zelensky. The image shows both leaders in the Oval Office, exactly how it looked when they actually met.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
But here's the thing, the episode doesn't exist. That scene was never in any real Simpsons episode, yet the internet believed it. And why wouldn't they? The show has predicted so many strange political events before, like Trump becoming president way back in a 2000 episode. Seems like The Simpsons has messed with our heads so much, now we just assume they're always one step ahead. Asian hornet invasion.
I'm cured!
In 1993, The Simpsons aired an episode that predicted the appearance of aggressive hornets. The episode featured an invasion of Asian hornets in Springfield, a scenario that became a reality years later. In 2020, large Asian hornets, often referred to as giant hornets, were spotted in Washington state. These hornets were much larger and more territorial than expected, and their nests were challenging to remove. One nest discovered in 2021 was 3 times the size of the first, and the hornets fiercely defended it. While The Simpsons had made it seem like a wild exaggeration, the event mirrored the show's prediction, leaving many to wonder how they so often get it right.
Why, the only cure is bed rest. Anything I give you.
Trump's presidency prediction.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
Years before Donald Trump's stunning presidential victory, The Simpsons made a chilling prediction. In a 2000 episode titled Bart to the Future, Lisa Simpson is depicted as President of the United States following a chaotic term by her predecessor, none other than President Trump. The episode's writers later admitted that this portrayal of a Trump presidency was intended as a warning. The storyline reflected a vision of America losing control, becoming a place where anything seemed possible, even the unthinkable. As bizarre as it seemed back then, the show's prediction became reality in 2016 when Trump unexpectedly won the election. Could this eerie foresight be another example of The Simpsons' uncanny ability to predict the future? It sure makes you think.
States, the office of President of the United States.
Flying Gagas. In 2012, The Simpsons eerily predicted Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime performance, and it turned out to be shockingly accurate. 4 years before the event, the show depicted a scene where Gaga flew through the air over a crowd, a move that mirrored her real-life performance. The outfit she wore in the episode also closely matched the Versace costume she wore at the Super Bowl. Gaga even performed at a piano, much like her Simpsons counterpart. The similarities don't end there. Her dance routines were almost identical. This raised eyebrows, making people wonder if the Simpsons writers have a crystal ball. After predicting everything from Trump's presidency to Gaga's show, it's hard not to wonder how they get it so right. Diddy's private parties.
Never met him.
He doesn't exist.
Oh, he's upstairs in his office.
This Simpsons scene looks too close to the truth. In the 2017 episode, The Great Fatsby, a mysterious rapper named JG throws a flashy white-themed party filled with celebrities and heavy security. Fans are now connecting this to Puff Diddy's real-life white parties, which date back to 1998, featuring stars like Tyler Tequila, Tom Green, and Ashton Kutcher. The party in the cartoon wasn't just about fun, it hinted at power, secrets, and the dark side of fame. Now with Diddy facing serious allegations, that episode feels less like fiction and more like it was showing what people were never meant to find out. Sometimes The Simpsons reveals too much too early.
Tell me, where can I find our host?
Deep Sea Doom.
Searching for treasure with my long-lost son. Homer, look!
Not every prediction from The Simpsons is just a joke, but some are eerily accurate. In an episode from 17 years ago, Homer and his son were trapped in a sub with oxygen running out. Fast forward to 2023, and the Titan submersible tragedy mirrored that haunting moment. The 5 passengers spent their final moments in darkness, listening to music, desperately searching for creatures deep in the ocean. What was supposed to be an adventurous trip ended in disaster. Within 1 hour and 45 minutes, the sub imploded. In an instant, their lives were over. No warning, no chance. FIFA scandal foreseen.
Mr. Simpson, I am the Executive Vice President of the World.
The Simpsons once again stunned fans with a prediction that proved too accurate. In a 2014 episode, a FIFA official approached Homer, admitting to deep-rooted corruption within the organization. Moments later, he was arrested for bribery, just like real-life FIFA executives a year later. In 2015, Swiss authorities arrested 14 FIFA officials in a massive corruption scandal, revealing bribery in World Cup bids. The episode mirrored these events, leaving many to wonder if The Simpsons had somehow foreseen the scandal. The prediction seemed less like a coincidence and more like a script for reality.
The speech went viral. Ah! No, I mean it spread like wild.
Horsemeat scandal.
More testicles mean more iron.
Years ago, The Simpsons aired a shocking moment about adding horse parts to food. It was a joke, but then it happened in real life. Horse meat was discovered in beef lasagna, and the Food Standards Agency called it appalling. There was no immediate health risk, but the scandal raised serious concerns. The public learned how little they knew about what went into their food. Behind closed doors, regulations failed to protect consumers. It wasn't just about horse meat. It was about how much had been hidden for so long. What was supposed to be beef wasn't.
The meat will depend on where the burger's sourced.
Digital headset vision. The Simpsons have always been ahead of the curve. In 2016, the show introduced a world where the future of computing was not just a dream, but a reality. They featured a character using a cutting-edge headset eerily similar to Apple Vision Pro, interacting with the world around as if it were a digital playground. Fast forward to 2023, Apple revealed Vision Pro, a device that merges the digital world with reality. Just like the show predicted, apps float in your space, sound surrounds you, and the boundaries between reality and virtuality vanish. Once again, The Simpsons didn't just predict the future, they showed us what was already on its way. Fantasy to reality. In the 2000 episode Bart to the Future, the show presented a future where characters communicated via holograms. By 2025, holographic communication has made significant strides, with tech companies developing hologram technology. The Simpsons' ability to predict the future is getting a little eerie. Back in 2000, in the episode Bart to the Future, a future world with widespread holographic communication was shown. In this vision, Bart receives a message via hologram, inviting his band to play at a club.
Hey Dingus, your band can play at my club tonight.
Fast forward to today, and technology has brought us closer to that vision. Companies like Dreamy HD3 have developed three-sided holographic displays capable of projecting lifelike 3D images anywhere in the world. Imagine watching a loved one across the globe teach you a dance, as if they were right there with you. What seemed like a far-off fantasy is now on the brink of becoming as normal as a phone call. It feels like The Simpsons were giving us a peek into the future long before we were ready for it.
Now we're in a position where we can actually deliver lifelike exchanges and human...
Soccer mockery.
Can we go home, please?
Yes! Yes! Oh God, yes!
The Simpsons took a humorous jab at soccer in an episode where Springfield hosts a chaotic, low-scoring match between Mexico and Portugal. The town's soccer excitement quickly turns into frustration as the game drags on with endless passes and holds. Homer, visibly bored, even declares he can't take it anymore. The episode mocks the serious fandom, slow-paced action, and intense national pride that often accompany big soccer matches. This prediction from the show feels almost prophetic. Soccer's international popularity has soared, especially in the US, where debates over its importance continue despite the sport's slower moments. In a way, the episode captured how the hype and passionate fans have come to overshadow the actual game, something that remains true today. Voting machine. In 2011, The Simpsons aired an episode where Homer tried voting for Obama, but the machine forced his choice onto McCain. A joke, right? Then, in 2020, new voting machines emerged, with warnings about errors, misreads, and strange glitches. A training video surfaced, but instead of reassurance, it raised more suspicions. The show's prediction suddenly felt less like satire and more like a warning. Did The Simpsons see something we didn't? Maybe this wasn't a prediction at all. Maybe they were hinting at a reality that was always meant to happen.
One of those electronic voting dealies.
One vote for...
Strange prediction.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
Did The Simpsons really show the future 19 years before it happened? In a 1998 episode, they showed the entrance to 20th Century Fox Studios, but look closer. The sign read, "A division of Walt Disney Company." At the time, it felt like a small background detail, but in 2017, Disney bought most of 21st Century Fox for over $52 billion. That included Fox's movie studio, National Geographic, and even control of Hulu. That one frame from the cartoon wasn't random. It showed something that later shaped the media world. The Simpsons wasn't just telling stories, it was dropping clues. Cypress Hill moments. In the Simpsons episode Homerpalooza, Homer attended a chaotic music festival where Cypress Hill performed hits from the bong. It was a funny, outrageous moment, but then reality followed. In 2019, Cypress Hill performed that same song live, still rocking stages worldwide. What once seemed like a wild, fictional scene became real. The band, still performing decades later, continued to captivate fans. It's strange how something from a cartoon could predict a future reality, blurring the line between fiction and life. What was once an episode on TV had become a real-world event, leaving fans in awe.
away from the ball!
Unexpected connection. One of the strangest links between a meme and real life happened with the famous steamed hams scene from The Simpsons. Someone edited the episode using a song called Out of the Darkness, giving the clip an oddly dramatic twist. But what came next was even weirder. That same song later showed up in an 8K video of the Northern Lights, filmed over Fort Yukon, Alaska. The soft, glowing skies and slow music gave off the exact same vibe as the meme edit. It felt almost planned, like a strange glitch where a Simpsons joke leaked into the real world. Tiger's sudden strike. In one Simpsons episode, a white tiger suddenly turns on its trainers during a live Vegas-style magic show. At the time, it looked like another silly cartoon moment, but years later, the world watched in shock when a real white tiger mauled Roy Horn during an actual stage performance in Las Vegas. Just like the cartoon, the tiger lunged out of nowhere, grabbing him. It wasn't just a performance gone wrong, it was nearly fatal, and the Simpsons had shown the whole scene years before it ever happened. That level of prediction doesn't feel like a coincidence anymore. Curling gold prediction. In a lesser-known Simpsons episode, Marge and Homer are seen curling for Team USA and winning Olympic gold. Strange. What's scarier is that years later, the real US men's curling team did exactly that, claiming their first ever Olympic gold in Pyeongchang. It's like the show isn't just writing comedy, it's keeping tabs on the future. The curling win felt like a national moment, but the fact The Simpsons aired it all years earlier, that still doesn't sit right. Something about this prediction streak feels way beyond luck. Game of Thrones secret.
I love our life.
The Simpsons have done it again. In a 2017 episode, they showed a scene strikingly similar to the Game of Thrones finale: dragons, fire, and a kingdom falling apart. Years later, that same ending played out on screen, almost shot for shot. It wasn't a parody, it wasn't a guess. It looked more like a leaked script disguised as animation. This wasn't the first time they toyed with the future, but this one hit differently. When a cartoon nails the most anticipated TV ending years in advance, it's no longer just entertainment. It's a quiet warning that someone out there knows much more than we think. Nobel winner revealed.
Economics, Jagdish Bhagwati.
Simpsons predicted India's Nobel winner years before it happened. In one strange Simpsons episode, the TV anchor casually announces Jagdish Bhagwati finally wins the Nobel Prize. At the time, it felt like just another background joke, but here's where it gets weird. Years later, Indian-American economist Jagdish Bhagwati was seriously being considered for the Nobel. Just like the cartoon hinted, when a cartoon keeps getting Nobel winners right, it's no longer about lucky guesses. It's like someone inside the show already knows the world's script and they're just slipping in spoilers before we notice.
In economic sciences, in memory of Alfred Nobel.
Simpsons and the Shard. In the 1995 episode Lisa's Wedding, The Simpsons features a skyline of London that includes a skyscraper eerily resembling the Shard, which was not constructed until 2009 and completed in 2012. The building's location and design closely match the depiction in the episode. The Shard, officially called the Shard of Glass, is known for its unique pyramid shape and towering height. It's an uncanny coincidence that The Simpsons seemed to forecast its existence decades before it became a reality. Financial crisis forecast. The Greek financial crisis wasn't just an economic disaster, it was also something that The Simpsons predicted years before it became reality. In one of their episodes, the show subtly foreshadowed a series of complex financial issues that would later unravel in Greece. The idea was simple. Having multiple countries share one currency doesn't always work. The show painted a picture of Europe's growing pains with the euro, specifically highlighting the problems faced by smaller economies like Greece. Much like a dinner party with only one dish, it was bound to fail when every country wasn't on the same economic level. Sometimes, fiction reveals the harsh truth of reality. Snow mishap.
Gentlemen, it seems the phone lines are down, so I'm afraid we're stuck here for the duration.
The Simpsons once aired a bizarre episode where a Christmas blizzard traps kids and teachers inside Springfield Elementary. Roads froze, food ran out, and the school fell under kid control as the storm turned into a Class 3 scary storm. The episode ended with a cold warning. Mortality toll is 0, but it can increase. Years later, in 2022, that exact nightmare became real in Buffalo, New York. A brutal snowstorm left over 100 people, including students, trapped inside a school with no way out. Phones were down, streets were blocked, and 39 left the world. What felt like cartoon chaos quietly turned into a real event.
Blizzard from Winter Wonderland to a Class 3 kill storm.
Dawn of Man. The Simpsons showed it first, but now it's real. In the Simpsons episode The Dawn of Man, a strange monolith appears as Homer and apes gather around it, mocking evolution or predicting something darker. Fast forward to now, hikers near Las Vegas spotted a similar monolith standing tall with no tracks. No clue how it got there. Just weeks before, the same thing happened in Wales. No footprints, no explanation. Back in 2020, they started popping up across Utah, Romania, England, and California. Some called it art, others felt something was being announced. Maybe these monoliths weren't made to be understood, just to be seen, and now we've seen too many.
You've seen this before. Always looks like a UFO pointing something down.
Beheaded statue. In one Simpsons episode, a Columbus statue is shown with its head missing, a strange image at the time, but years later, it happened for real. In Boston, the actual head of a Columbus statue was found removed during the night. Police got a call around 12:30 a.m., but whoever did it had already vanished. That same night in Richmond, Virginia, another Columbus statue was torn down during a peaceful protest. It was spray painted, set on fire, and thrown into a lake. As debates about Columbus's violent history grow louder, the statues are falling one by one, and somehow the Simpsons saw it coming long before it became a national movement. Sunblock. Mr. Burns blocked the sun to control power in Simpson. Years later, Harvard scientists launched a project that sounds strangely familiar. Their plan? Spray calcium carbonate into the stratosphere to reflect sunlight and cool down the planet. The test involves a steerable balloon flying 20 kilometers above the US Southwest. The goal is to slow global warming by reducing the sunlight that reaches Earth's surface. But the risks are still unclear. This could impact rainfall, crops, and even the ozone layer. With billions in funding and rising climate fears, this experiment is moving forward fast. Blocking sunlight isn't fiction anymore. If this works or backfires, we might be stepping into a future no one fully understands. Space misadventure. In the Simpsons episode, Homer and his family are supposed to be heading to Mars with famous passengers like Paul McCartney and Stephen Hawking. However, things go wrong when they discover their spaceship is actually headed to the sun instead of Mars. This moment underscores how even in the future, plans don't always turn out as expected. Elon Musk, on the other hand, has a serious plan for Mars. He believes humanity must become a multiplanetary species to survive. Through SpaceX's Starship, Musk aims to make space travel affordable and sustainable, with trips to Mars potentially starting as early as the 2030s. His vision includes building self-sustaining colonies and even proposing nuclear explosions to make Mars more habitable. Musk's plans could bring Mars within reach much sooner than expected. Video call forecast. In a 1995 episode titled Lisa's Wedding, The Simpsons made a surprisingly accurate prediction about the future of communication technology. The episode featured characters using a video chat device that looked strikingly similar to today's video call applications like FaceTime and Zoom, long before these technologies became household names. Fast forward to today, and Apple is adding a feature that allows FaceTime calls with up to 32 people, responding to the growing interest in group video chats seen with apps like House Party. This leap forward in technology shows how The Simpsons has a knack for predicting trends, especially in communication, well before they become a reality. Begoofed real or not? For years, Bigfoot sightings sparked debates, but a Simpsons episode eerily predicted how it would all be dismissed. In the show, Homer is mistaken for Bigfoot, only for experts to later claim there's no proof. Decades later, in Wintergreen, police debunked recent Bigfoot sightings as a prank, mirroring the episode's conclusion. Every time evidence surfaces, authorities conveniently shut it down. Was this just another joke, or did The Simpsons reveal a hidden truth? Maybe Bigfoot has always been real, just covered up time and time again. Virus outbreak prediction.
Don't tell the supervisor I have the flu.
The Simpsons has shocked fans with its eerie predictions. One of the biggest, a virus outbreak similar to COVID-19, 27 years before it happened. In a 1993 episode, sick workers in Japan cough into a package. When Springfield residents open their deliveries, they catch the Osaka flu.
Why, the only cure is bed rest.
Panic spreads, hospitals overflow, and doctors wear masks, just like the real pandemic in 2020. The similarities are hard to overlook. Many believe this was just a coincidence, but the accuracy is unsettling. The episode played out events that became reality decades later. Whether intentional or not, The Simpsons once again left people stunned with a prediction that felt too real to be random.
Are still taking a lot of precautions. The streets here are unusually quiet.
Masked celebrity game.
Are you Terry Bradshaw? No, it's
Before reality TV took a strange turn, The Simpsons had already shown it. In an episode from the early 2000s, the show featured a game where people had to guess celebrities hiding behind masks. The idea seemed silly back then.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer!
Until it happened for real. Years later, The Masked Singer became a hit show in the US. Celebrities wore wild costumes and sang while judges tried to guess their names. The scene looked almost like it was copied from The Simpsons. It's hard to say if someone copied it or if it was just luck, but when a cartoon gets it right repeatedly, it no longer feels like luck. Open discussion. For years, The Simpsons has been known for predicting real-world events. One prediction that has recently resurfaced involves the California wildfires. Fans noticed that a 2007 episode called Little Big Girl shows a wildfire threatening Springfield. The scenes from the show look very similar to the wildfires in Los Angeles. In the episode, Bart's prank starts a wildfire. The fire quickly gets out of control, just like the real-life wildfires in California. Firefighters struggle to contain the flames. Some fans wonder if this is another prediction by The Simpsons. Others think it's not a big surprise. Wildfires happen often in California. Coincidence or not, the show's ability to predict events continues to amaze viewers. Thank you so much for watching the video. We appreciate your time and hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting content.